Hi, I'm Christine Cushing and welcome to another helping of my favorite foods. Today I'm going to show you when 3 simple ingredients are put together in just the right way that they will yield a dish so satisfying, so addictive that the world is obsessed with it. Get ready for Cacio e Pepe, also known as Italian mac and cheese. Let's get going. All right, step 1 of Cacio e Pepe, which basically means cheese and pepper. Pot is going with water. I'm just gonna take the lid off so I can keep my eye on it and make sure as soon as it comes to a boil that I add my pasta to it. So all of these, this is like a math equation here. I've done this a few times and I wanted to share with you these techniques that made it perfect for me because there's so much information about cacio e pepe, cheese and pepper. So this pot has a certain dimension. It's all going to be in the recipe below. And I've only added 4 cups or 1 liter of water to that. Okay, so that's coming to a boil. I'm going to add just a little bit of salt. Now, when I say a little bit of salt, for this particular recipe, it's very important not to oversalt it because you see there's so little water in this pot that the pasta is going to absorb a lot of the salt. And then we add the cacio, the cheese, which is super salty, so you want to be careful you don't oversalt. Now, step 2. This part is a little bit interesting. So this particular technique I learned from an Italian chef, and I thought it was groundbreaking, so I'm going to share it with you here. I'm using combination of 2 cheeses here. So I'm going to go with a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano because it's a bit sweeter and nuttier, and it's going to give me a bit more creaminess. And then the majority is going to be Pecorino Romano, that salted sheep's milk cheese, which is iconic in this Roman dish. But you see it's not grated. I'm just using a cheese sort of cutter here, and I'm just breaking it up. What I wanted to show you about this Pecorino Romano, check this out. This is pretty soft, actually. It's not often outside of Italy that you can get a softer Pecorino Romano. This is not as aged. This is a sheep's milk. This is a cow's milk. Here's where you get all that saltiness and intensity. Now, when it's more young like this, it's going to be a little bit sweeter and it's going to give you a creaminess. So I think this is going to make a huge difference. If ever there was a technical recipe that seems like it's 3 ingredients, I mean, how hard can this thing be? It's cacio e pepe. So many things can go wrong. So I'm really clearing the path for you. That's why I wanted to throw my hat into the cacio e pepe ring. It's also interesting to note Italians, the portion of pasta for Italians is about 70 grams or about 2.5 ounces, which is probably way less than we would eat in North America. So that's really, we need to keep that in mind. Now the cheese part is something a little bit more radical, and it's going to make your sauce much easier to master. So I'm going to take both of these cheeses and they're going to go into a food processor. Pasta's going in. There's 3 ingredients in this dish. And when you see the recipe initially, you think, is there something not missing? Butter, olive oil? Not supposed to be butter, not supposed to be olive oil. So look what's happening here. I gently just push down the pasta into the water, but I don't want to crush it. Because for me, breaking the pasta is a no-no. That's like you feel like somebody's hitting you with a curse. Let's talk about the pasta and how long it cooks for. This is just a regular spaghetti. This is 11 minutes, it says on the package. So that was a minute just to get it down there. Now I want to set a 9-minute timer because at that point I want to take it out of here and add it to the sauce right away. Seconds are very crucial. That's looking good. While that's boiling, we have 2 things we have to do. I've got to make this little kind of a cream cheese paste, which I'm going to do now. So pulsing a couple of times just to break down the cheese a bit. And now with the machine running, I'm going to actually add a little bit of water to create this paste. Now this is going to give me that silkiness and that creaminess that's going to make that magical sauce. Let's see what it looks like inside. I want to make sure I've got the right texture here. The cool thing about this little process is you can make a bunch of this in advance if you know you're going to want to make it a few times in the week. Put this in the fridge, and this is like your little magic mixture that's gonna come together super easily. Next ingredient, number 3, is the pepper. So with recipes that are so deceptively easy like this, seem like a breeze, 3 ingredients, each ingredient is gonna add a whole lot. These are beautiful whole Telicherry peppercorns. Look at those. These Telicherries are just gonna get dry toasted to enhance those flavors and aromas. So with these simple recipes that have 3 ingredients, each ingredient can add so much to the final dish. But here's the thing, each ingredient can also take away from the dish. So here, if you got that little bag of ground pepper that's left over in the back of your cupboard and you even dare to put it in, it is not going to be great. You want that pepper to just bring so much because we use a lot of pepper in the Cacio e Pepe. What you're trying to do here is reduce the water as much. So almost by the time the pasta is ready, the water's just about evaporated so it's not stuck to the bottom. But then you're going to get that concentration of starch so you don't have to add any cream or butter or anything to it. Okay, so just a minute or so, and now look what's happening. Right away, the aroma is incredible. I'm going to throw it into my mortar and pestle. Amazing aroma. So I want to grind this down basically until I start sneezing, because that's going to happen in about 2 seconds. Just kidding. You don't want to do it till you start sneezing, but I like it to be a bit coarse, but not super chunky, so I get big pieces of peppercorn. Oh, stuck in my teeth. Look at that. See how you have bits? But to me, it looks just right on the money. All right, Cacio, Pepe, pasta. I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons per person, so per portion, maybe 4 altogether, of my cheese mixture. Perfect timing. It looks like a heck of a lot. Now, that's great. Now guess what's happening? Pasta is going to go into the Cacio e Pepe. Look how starchy that water is. Do you see it? I'm starting to salivate. This is looking sweet. Okay, and now tossing it. Heat is super low now. I want to create that creaminess because I still have a minute. Remember I said I turned this pasta off, or I took it off the heat a minute early because I want to finish cooking it right here on the stove with the cheese sauce. Oh, so appetizing at this point. Just want to toss it a couple of seconds. Look at this. Whoa, the pepper. The aroma of the pepper is insane. Citrus notes. Ready for a nice plate of Cacio e Pepe. Look at that creaminess. Didn't I tell you? Look at that. Insane. Do you see this creaminess? Look at it. Pasta's perfectly cooked. The pepper aroma is insane. And I don't know if I could share this dish. It's so... It's off the chart. It is so good. What are you waiting for? Get making this pasta now. 12 minutes. But you want to take these little secrets that I gave you and put them into place. That is so good. Thank you for joining me on another helping of my favorite foods. Be sure to subscribe. Let me know what you want me to help you with. And tell me how this Cacio e Pepe works out for you. Mamma mia.